Well, in a first for South Africa, a 150 million rand large-scale clinical trial for a COVID-19 vaccine begins in the country today. The announcement was made at a virtual media conference hosted by the University of the Witwatersrand yesterday. 2,000 people between the ages of 18 and 65 will participate in the clinical trial, which will take place at 3 sites in Gauteng and possibly 2 others in the Western Cape. 1,950 participants will be HIV negative and 50 HIV positive. The trial will exclude sick, pregnant and breastfeeding women. Scientists say that the vaccine is made from a weakened version of the common cold virus, and this is the first vaccine clinical trial in Africa, although scores of others are currently underway globally.
This is basically to do an intensive analysis in terms of the safety of the vaccine, as well as in terms of its immunogenicity. Over the course of the next week or so, we will then start with Group 2, which is a larger group of 1,900 individuals. And this particular group, at this stage, we're planning on giving a single dose of vaccine. But depending on the data that comes from the Oxford study, where a 2-dose schedule is currently being evaluated, we might or might not decide to actually include a second dose of the vaccine. This particular group is probably the most important group because it gives us a greater window of insight in terms of the safety of the vaccine, as well as whether this vaccine actually protects against COVID-19. So in this particular group, we're evaluating for vaccine efficacy. Last but not least is after Group 1 has been completed, we will then embark on a small study in people living with HIV, really to see how they actually respond to the vaccine given 2 doses spaced 1 month apart.
Vaccine production is being ring-fenced for particular countries. And obviously the richer countries and the richer areas are trying to say, my country first and all my citizens first. So there's a very, very important global dialogue now going on about vaccine access, which says, actually, if we develop vaccines, these need to be available to all citizens of the world. There might and will have to be prioritization because the amount of vaccine available to begin with will be limited. And we might have to think about groups such as healthcare workers first. But what we are arguing is that it cannot be my country and my country only first.